Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As Prince George prepares to make the leap to secondary school in 2026, a royal expert believes that Princess Catherine's recent decision may offer clues about the young royal's future educational path. The Wales family faces a major milestone next year as Prince George is due to begin secondary school in September. Whilst his chosen school remains under wraps, speculation continues to swirl about whether he might follow his mother's footsteps and attend a boarding institution. Some observers believe that George, who stands second in line to the throne, will maintain royal tradition by joining Eton College, the prestigious establishment where his father, Prince William, and uncle, Prince Harry, were educated. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond reckons that with fewer than 12 months until George embarks on his secondary education, his academic destiny has probably already been sealed. Jenny remarked, "Yes, this is a big year ahead as George becomes a teenager and, as William hinted when talking about phones, he's clearly exploring a few boundaries. I suppose his new school has already been decided. Personally, I think it's a great shame if he's going to be sent away to board, and I would have thought that would go against some of Catherine's central beliefs. On the other hand, she went to boarding school and seemed to enjoy it, so I suppose she feels ready to cross that bridge with George." After enduring some challenging years at Down House, where she reportedly faced bullying, Catherine transferred to Marlborough College, located over an hour west of the Wales family's residence in Forest Lodge on the Windsor estate. Since announcing her remission from cancer, Catherine has become increasingly active in her royal engagements. Jenny Bond, a former BBC royal correspondent, believes that Catherine will continue to strive for the right balance between her duties as a working royal and her responsibilities as a mother. Just this week, the Princess of Wales attended a summit hosted by her Royal Foundation, where she delivered her first speech in 2 years. She also joined Prince William at the Royal Variety performance the following day. With 2026 promising to be a significant year for the royal family, Jenny Bond predicts that Catherine will need to master balancing her time between her family and her royal duties as major changes loom. Despite her increasing presence at royal engagements, the Princess of Wales has always prioritized her parenting commitments, a sentiment she echoed during her speech at the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood Summit. Royal commentator Jenny Bond said, "I admire Catherine for practicing what she preaches. She is a hands-on mom as much as possible, and she has encouraged William to be a hands-on dad. Obviously, they are both incredibly privileged to have some choice in the matter, and they've taken a fair bit of flack for doing things like ring-fencing school holidays as family time. But Catherine believes passionately that these early years in her children's lives are by far the most important and formative, and she's determined to be there for them as much as possible." For years, royal watchers have speculated about the future of Prince George, the eldest child of the Prince and Princess of Wales. As second in line to the British throne, George has carried the weight of history on his small shoulders since the day he was born. Yet behind the palace gates, a quieter but equally powerful story has been unfolding, one centered on Princess Catherine, a mother determined to balance royal duty with the emotional well-being of her children. Now, insiders whisper that Catherine has reached a big decision regarding George's upbringing, one shaped by the reality that his destiny is already decided, yet still influenced by her deep desire to give him as normal a life as possible. This moment marks a pivotal chapter not only for George, but for the future of the monarchy itself. A future monarch in the making. From his earliest days, George has been the subject of global fascination. His first appearance on the steps of the Lindo Wing made headlines worldwide, and every public moment since has been scrutinized. Even now, at school age, he remains both a royal heir and, Catherine insists, a regular boy who loves football, video games, and laughing with friends. But one truth cannot be escaped. George is the future King of England. According to palace insiders, this reality has begun shaping the conversations behind closed doors. Advisors have quietly mapped out what the next decade might look like for George, his education, his early public role, and even how soon the public should expect him to take on engagements. The monarchy depends on continuity, one insider reportedly said. George represents the future. The crown is already preparing for him. And it's here that Catherine's big decision emerges. Catherine's protective instincts. Since the moment she became a mother, Catherine has championed the importance of mental health, emotional resilience, and nurturing children through open communication. Her work with early childhood development, her charities, and her calm, steady presence reflect her deep belief that strong adults are shaped by compassionate childhoods. When it comes to George, that mission becomes personal. Sources say that Catherine is standing firm on her commitment to give George as private a life as possible, even as the palace increases pressure for him to take on more public duties. For Catherine, the big decision is this. She will not allow George to be thrust prematurely into the spotlight, even if his royal destiny demands it. This stance may seem simple, but in the context of royal tradition, it is monumental. Historically, heirs were introduced early to the public, expected to embody royal responsibility long before reaching adulthood. Catherine is rewriting that script. She wants him to have space to grow into his identity naturally, an insider explains. She knows the role awaiting him, but she's determined not to let it define his entire childhood. Schooling, secrecy, and the new royal approach. One of the clearest examples of Catherine's decision-making came in the choice of schools. Instead of sending George to elite institutions associated with rigid royal tradition, the couple chose a more down-to-earth environment where he could socialize freely without overwhelming scrutiny. Catherine is said to have pushed strongly for this path, arguing that emotional stability matters more than royal polish in childhood. She has also limited the number of official appearances George makes. While some royal advisors believe he should slowly begin accompanying his father to more engagements, Catherine has pushed back. She knows every appearance becomes a global media event, says a royal commentator. She's fighting to keep him grounded. Her efforts echo her late mother-in-law Diana, who famously insisted that William and Harry attend amusement parks and McDonald's, giving them glimpses of a normal life. Catherine, however, is taking it further, using her influence not just to create moments of normalcy, but to reshape the entire trajectory of George's early royal journey. The destiny already decided. Despite Catherine's protective instincts, one unavoidable reality remains. George's fate is sealed by birth. One day, he will be king, an institution that demands duty, discipline, and devotion. The monarchy has already begun preparing for the long term, imagining how George's personality, education, and exposure to the public will shape the next era. Insiders say that at Kensington Palace, there are already long-term plans outlining. The aged George might begin shadowing his father at events. Future international tours designed for him as a teenage royal. Educational pathways preparing him for statecraft, diplomacy, and leadership. Even early mentorship by senior officials within the palace and government. The foundation is being built, one advisor supposedly noted. He may not see it yet, but the machine around him is already moving. Catherine knows this, and it is exactly why her big decision matters so deeply. She cannot change George's destiny, but she can change the way he steps into it. A modern monarch in the making, Catherine's approach isn't defiance, it's evolution. She understands how the public's relationship with the monarchy has changed. Today's society expects authenticity, kindness, and relatability in its leaders. George must become a king who embodies the values of a modern world, not the rigidity of the 20th century. Catherine's decision to protect his childhood is rooted in the belief that a future monarch must first be a secure, confident human being. As one royal watcher phrased it, Catherine isn't raising a king. She's raising a boy who will one day become a king, and that's a crucial difference. This philosophy signals a shift in royal parenting, one that may define George's reign more powerfully than even his education. What comes next? As George grows older, the tension between public expectation and private upbringing will only intensify. The coming years will test Catherine's resolve as the palace continues to prepare the future monarch. More public events will call his name. More responsibilities will be suggested. And more eyes will turn toward Catherine, watching how she navigates the balance between duty and motherhood. But for now, she stands firm. Her big decision is made. George will grow up slowly, intentionally, and with the freedom to discover who he is, not just who he is expected to be. His destiny may be decided, but how he reaches it is a journey Catherine refuses to let others control. And in that quiet but profound determination, the future of the monarchy may be experiencing its most meaningful transformation yet.